Arsenal fans were praying for this one thing to happen, and it actually did. I'm seeing so much confusion, frustration, anger in the Arsenal fan base, and I'll be honest, I don't get it. This isn't going to be a video of me trying to explain why I think Arsenal are in a better position than people are making out. I'm actually going to show you something that will categorically prove to you why Arsenal are in such a good position. And I'm pretty sure it's going to shock some people because I haven't heard anyone speak about this. There's so much dialogue out there that Arsenal are crumbling, Arsenal are this, Man City are this, Aston Villa are this. So when I show you this, I guarantee people will be slightly surprised. Very quickly though, if you could, help me out, hit like and subscribe. And let me know your thoughts on that game. Look, I'm not going to pretend that was the perfect scenario yesterday. Of course, I would have preferred if we won that game. But let me bring up this. This is an image of our last 5 games. Us, Man City and Aston Villa, which seem to be, and even Liverpool's on there, which seem to be the teams that most people say can win the league title. What do you notice about that image? Arsenal still are the best form team in this league. I'll say that again because people are acting like Man City are going to catch you, Aston Villa are going to catch you, Liverpool are playing better than you. Nowhere near. Arsenal, if you look at the whole entire Premier League, we're at a point where people say we're faltering. There's a chance where Arsenal might start to stumble and then maybe someone catches them up. That's an opinion. If people hold that opinion, that's fine. But I want to deal with facts. And the facts, even with that draw, is Arsenal are the best team in the league right now in terms of form. We've won 3 in a row and drew 2 games in a row. No one else in the entire league has a comparable last 5 results. And I know what people are saying. Oh, yeah, but we could have gone 12 points clear. We could have gone 9 points clear. If we beat Sunderland, we could have gone 15. If we beat Chelsea, 17 points clear. I know. Look, like I said, I wanted to win that game. But some of the conversations I'm hearing online, well, Arsenal have definitely blown it now. Arsenal are not going to win this league. They're proving they don't deserve to be champions. And I'm like, we literally increased our lead at the top of the league this weekend. We drew. City lost. Aston Villa might climb back a few points on us. But again, we're still the form team. We have better form than Villa, Man City. I can't believe some of the conversations I'm hearing. Again, I would like to have won that game. And there are actually some conversations that we will have that I think are interesting, that does open a debate slightly, because there were some performances from some players that I didn't expect. And there's one player in particular that I think over the past couple of games, we're actually seeing his worst form in an Arsenal shirt, which has surprised me because he's been so consistent. Like I said, I just have to bring out the facts because I'm hearing a lot of opinions. And on this channel, of course, I appreciate everyone feels differently. But I'm hearing so many opinions out there, so I had to bring receipts. I had to show facts because the facts are Arsenal are top of the league, increasing their lead, are the best form team in the league. And all these other teams still have more difficult games than Arsenal coming up. Like you look at City, for example. They got absolutely battered against United. This wasn't a lucky game where United scored 2 goals against the run of play. They absolutely salt and peppered Man City. They didn't know how to contain them. Man United scored 4 goals in that game. 2 of them were ruled offside by that much. That's how much Man City. This is the team everyone's telling me they're going to catch you. Oh, you need to be scared about Man City. And I'm thinking, right, let me have a look at Man City's current form. I see a win, draw, loss. All of a sudden, Arsenal, even though they're the best form team in the league, they're the team that's going to fall off a cliff. And this team that can't string 2 wins together is going to catch us. And I don't need to keep reminding people about how good this Man City team is. I keep saying it. They're brilliant. They have treble winners. They have the best manager, best striker in the world. But what evidence is out there showing that this team is all of a sudden going to click? They've had Semenyo. They still lost. They've got Mark Gahey coming in. That's something I'm seeing people put in my comment section. Yeah, but I'm a bit worried now Mark Gahey's coming in. And I'm like, look, this is a good player, a good defender. People wanted him at Arsenal. But if he was in Arsenal right now, he would be our 4th choice centre-back. If we had Gabriel and Saliba, he's not starting ahead of them. Yuri and Timber, if he had to play centre-back, is probably better than him. And then he might get in after him. So again, He's a good player. He improves them slightly. But if you're letting that Man United team score 4 goals against you, that should probably tell you you've got a bit more of a defensive problem than just one centre-back can fix. That's the way I'd be looking at it. Look, Villa are a good side. I don't think they're in the title race. I mean, you have to put them in these conversations now because of where they are. But ultimately, I think they will fall away at the end. And that's nothing against Villa. They are brilliant. They've done so well this season. But I just don't think they have the depth, the squad, the longevity to sustain a title push until the end of the season. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I don't see Villa. City is still the team I'm looking at and saying, just beat that team. And the facts are, their last 5 games, they've had a win, draw, loss. So, if people are expecting that team to catch us, all I would say is keep dreaming. Let's speak about that Arsenal game. And again, get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on it. Because, look, of course, the penalty seems to be the main topic of discussion. If people want my thoughts on it straight away, all I would say is I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. I think it was a penalty. But I also think Arsenal had enough firepower in that game to win it. So I'm not going to cry cheat and VAR's a disgrace and say, oh my God, we lost this game because of one dodgy penalty decision. Arsenal had good enough players on that pitch to win that game and they didn't. So I'm not just going to blame the penalty. I'm going to look at the performances of some of the players as well. And I always have to, before I speak about players maybe in a slightly negative way, say, I really like these players. All of them are so good. In moments this season, most of them have been incredible. But Yuri and Timber, for example, I've not had one bad thing to say about Yuri and Timber since he's joined that club. He's been a revelation. To snatch that right-back position off of Ben White was a feat I didn't think was possible because I rated Ben White the second best right-back in the league at the time behind only Kyle Walker, who's the Premier League's best ever right-back in my opinion. Timber's last couple of games, he's looked shaky. And the obvious answer you could go to there is, well, he's playing left-back and he's not a left-back, which is absolutely fair. If that's your opinion, then you are more than entitled to that. But it's not just that. It's the sloppiness on the ball. It's the allowing people to go past him, which, again, he's not in his natural position, so fine. But I don't know, there's just something I've noticed on Timber, and I think a few other people have noticed it as well. Just you didn't get that same sharpness from Yuri and Timber. Is he maybe slightly under a little bit of pressure because Ben White's coming into some decent form? Again, Ben White wasn't perfect. He defensively maybe can be caught lacking at times, but going forward, Ben White offers so much, but didn't do it in this game. So, again, if people are frustrated with that, then that's fine. Gyökeres, again, of course, is a talking point because he had that one chance. All I would say is that's not Victor Gyökeres' strong point when he's running and there's a player hounding him from behind, chasing him, hot on his toes. I don't think that's the area where Victor Gyökeres excels. If I'm being honest, I thought he had a bit more pace than he actually did. That's not to say anything negative about him. I'm just saying I thought he was a little bit quicker. I actually think those type of chances where you're running and there's someone chasing you suits, out of our 3 strikers, Kai Havertz the best because he's tall, he's quite athletic, he's actually quite fast for his height. And I think if Havertz was on the end of that, then he scores it. I think there was an example last season where he had a very similar chance and he buried it. It might have even been against Chelsea, unless I'm mistaken. But look, they all have their different qualities. I think in terms of just a poacher, Gyökeres proved against Chelsea that he can find himself in some good positions at times. And he, not just that goal, he has found himself in some decent positions in the box and he just hasn't received a pass from Saka, Martinelli or Trossard at times. So positionally, Gyökeres is good. But now people are, of course, opening the discussion, who do we start in the next Premier League game? Is it Havertz, Gyökeres and Jesus? And that is a conversation that will persist all season. Every game, I can almost guarantee we're going to have that same conversation. Because we've got 3 good strikers, and once you play 2 of them or 1 of them and they don't score, it's kind of like, right, let's try the next guy out. Let's see who we can get into some goal-scoring form. Havertz is probably due a chance, and I expect him to play in that Inter Milan game, but that full breakdown will be coming out tomorrow, so make sure you look out for that. I mean, Madueke, Gyökeres and Odegaard, I just wrote all their names down and I put question marks because all of them performances, look, people have been crying out for Madueke, and I said before this game, if Madueke starts in this one, we will see if Saka's the problem on that right-hand side, because people have been adamant toward Saka saying he's the reason Gyökeres isn't scoring, and they've been calling for Madueke, and I've been hearing people say, look, if Madueke plays, I can guarantee Gyökeres looks way better. We didn't see that. Again, I'm not just blaming Gyökeres because I've just spoke about him. Madueke was poor, Odegaard was poor, and there's huge questions now around what you do in that central midfield going forward. People are started to get frustrated with Odegaard far earlier in this season than me. I've actually been saying at parts this season, I've really enjoyed watching what Odegaard can bring, but there's no doubt in some of these big games recently, he's not been a ghost, but he's definitely been struggling for form, it would seem. So again, that's an open conversation that we will have going forward for sure. I thought Ben White going forward was good. Again, defensively, he's not the strongest. I actually think he's stronger defensively than some people, because some people are saying he can't defend for his life, but I don't agree with that. The penalty chance, again, yeah, look, all I've got here is it's a penalty, and it was a penalty because it was going out of play and he kind of hooks it round with his hand. Now all we can do is look forward. Look, I will be adamant in my opinion. Man City will drop points again. Arsenal will drop points again. We had a few draws on the first half of the season, a couple of losses. If we replicate that and still only have 3 more draws and 2 losses, Arsenal will still win the league. Like, people are expecting Arsenal to win every game, and I know it was a golden opportunity to extend our lead at the top of the Premier League. But if you would have asked every Arsenal fan before this match weekend on Friday, if you said, I'll give you now the opportunity to go 1 point ahead of that 6-point gap, everyone would have took it. Don't tell me no one would have took that. I would have took that. You're telling me on Friday, if you said you can go from a 6-point lead to a 7-point lead, you wouldn't have took it. You would. Let's not change our mind. And I know the circumstances looked even more favourable, but look, we got 7 and it could have been 9. Let's just be happy that we've increased our gap. Look, I'm not telling people to not have their feelings and frustrations, of course. Look, I've already admitted I would love for Arsenal to win that game. I would have loved if we beat Liverpool and Chelsea and Sunderland, but you don't win every game, unfortunately. You do have draws, and away from home, a tricky fixture. Man City needed an 85-minute winner here, so it's not the easiest place to go. But I still am so convinced that Arsenal still win this league, and the proof is there showing you Arsenal are the best form team in the league. Go through on Google, type in live Premier League table, and it shows you the last 5 results of every team, and you can't find one team in the entire Premier League who has even the same last 5 form as Arsenal. It doesn't exist. Arsenal, by far and away, are the best team in the league. By far and away, the best team in the Champions League, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. Look, it's going to be a big season for Arsenal. I don't want people to lose hope after one result when we've just increased our lead at the top of the table. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Thank you so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could help me out, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.